many times have you thought, I would love to write a cookbook. I have this big thing of recipes and I just want to turn it into a cookbook, maybe sell it or maybe just give it to friends and family. Well, why not ask the person who really knows what she's doing? Stephanie Ashcraft is here. She's the author of 101 Things to Do with Cake Mix, and then she kind of went gangbusters after that. And I love to hear that literally this is hers. This recipe book is hers, and you started.
That's how I started.
In your dorm room doing this.
Yeah, we were actually in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was married, 4 students at BYU, and that's how it started. I actually put this one together for a college project.
This is your
this is my
the original
first college project, and I got a B+ on it because it didn't apply to the class. Isn't that funny? And it became a New York Times bestseller. But
isn't that just sort of a neener? Did you take it to your professor and say, hello?
Hello. But,
you know, B+ my, you know.
I know.
But you took your recipes, you put it mixed like this.
Exactly.
And then what was your next step?
Well, first of all, you need to do your research. I looked and I had all these cake mix recipes and only one cake mix book was on the market. So do your research. If there aren't very many books, go for it. If there's 400, don't do it. It's not worth it. But that's how we started. And so I organized my recipes, and this is what you do. You organize your recipes, put them in sections, read through them, make sure the amounts are right, the instructions are clear. We put this version together to give for Christmas gifts.
So this is the next one after, so it's a little bit smaller, condensed.
We're trying to save money for Christmas, and we put it together for our family and friends. And then people coming to my cooking classes at Macy's bought the book, and word got out. And we actually be willing to self-publish. That's one of my tips too. Be willing to self-publish. We self-published this version. We made 7,000 copies in our 2-bedroom apartment at BYU.
Is it expensive to do that?
You know what? We were printing them in our bedroom, assembling them in the living room. It wasn't very expensive doing that. We collated, we played around with different kinds of binding until we got this version. And then it just got too big. After I had made 5,000 copies, I thought, I can't keep up. Every time an order came in, I started to cry.
So then you have to shop for a publisher, correct?
Exactly.
And how do you go about doing that?
That's where I went. I actually sent my book to 13 publishers before somebody accepted it. And a couple years later, one of the major 4 publishers called me and apologized for not taking it. So that was kind of fun.
That was another neener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I do that? Neener.
So you have to be brave, take risks, send it out to different publishers. Yeah, just get the word out there. Be willing to teach classes. I taught tons of free cooking classes, but I sold a ton of books.
And that's when you sell your books and get that word out.
Money. Yeah, was getting the word out and being willing to do the footwork. I also went door to door to all the stores, meeting with their buyers and asking, you know, what would you be willing to sell this book? And you know what, the first store I went to, they said no. And I cried. And I thought,
it's hard.
No, but I thought, no, I'm going to keep going. And I went to the next store, and within a few months, that store called me back and said, we want your book. And they have sold thousands of copies of these books.
I am so proud of you. And you did this by, you know, figuring out the right way to do it. And we're going to put all these instructions on our website too, because Stephanie is now, you're in the Hall of Fame, aren't you? For what?
I'm in the Self-Publishing Hall of Fame for starting
starting her own cookbook.
It's about 500,000 copies of that cake mix book has sold. Over 1 million copies for the whole series.
And look at all the series. There's so many.
Series. Yeah,
Stephanie,
and they're great.
Thank you for sharing this. I would love to do this personally, you know, just to do little Christmas presents and things.
Yeah.
And then you might see me door to door.
And she'll cry when somebody says no for the first time. Stephanie, great job. I think Amy in Albertsons needs to put together a cookbook. She comes up with the most fabulous recipes, including the one we have coming up next. It's a chicken salad when we come back.